Hello children, this is your physics teacher Sharma and I welcome you all back to my class again. I hope you all are doing good and you all are in good health. In the previous class, we discussed about the chapter Some Natural Phenomena, wherein we have learned about lightning, we have learned what charge is, we learned that charge is the inherent property of particles which are present inside an atom. We have learned that there are two different types of charges. We named them as a positive charge and a negative charge. We have learned that these two charges will be interacting with each other. Suppose if we take two bodies which are having the same charge, they move away from each other, that is, they repel each other. On the other hand, if we are having two particles which are of opposite charge, they attract each other. We also learned about an instrument using which we can find the presence of a charge. We can know whether a body is having charge over that or not. And we named that instrument as electroscope. So electroscope is a device using which you can know the presence of a charge. Okay. Now this electroscope, which is in full known as gold leaf electroscope, actually consists of two small leaves of gold which are suspended by means of a brass rod, and this entire thing is enclosed in a glass bottle. Now, when a charged body is brought near the top of the brass rod, which is having a disc, then depending on the amount of charge present, these gold leaves will be moving away from each other. If more amount of charge is there, then the repulsion between the gold leaves will be more. If the charge is less, then the repulsion will be less. If the leaves are not moving at all, then we say the body is not charged at all. So this is all about charge when we are talking about bodies and objects which are there around us. Now let us speak the same phenomenon in a huge, rather gigantic quantity. Where do we actually see this charge in natural phenomenon? It is absolutely lightning. Okay, now why does this lightning occur? Let us see how it happens. We will have clouds, okay, which carry huge amount of water, and we also have air. Remember, two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. If the clouds are showering, it's raining, the clouds are showering water, the water will be coming from top to bottom. When it is reaching the ground, the air which is here will be going up. So what happens? There is a rapid exchange of matter. Water is coming down, air is going up, and the consequence will be that there will be a rapid charging there. Now see, for any cloud, the upper part will be having the positive charge and the lower part will be having negative charge. So in this way, opposite charges will be existing between the upper and lower parts of any cloud. Now if there is an interaction or intervening of two clouds, that means if one cloud is coming close to another cloud, then these two charges will be interacting with each other, and there will be a transfer of charge from this cloud which is at the top to the cloud which is at the bottom, sometimes between the cloud and the earth surface. And at that time, when that huge amount of charge is traveling from one cloud to another cloud or from cloud to the earth, we notice a streak of light. Okay, a huge amount of electric discharge is taking place at that time. And this is how we actually see lightning. This is how actually lightning occurs. Now, let us try to say the same thing. Let us try to think of the same thing again. This lightning is because of discharge of electricity. The discharge of electricity is taking place between either two clouds or between a cloud and the earth. Okay, and this accumulation of charge is happening because of the rapid movement of the water and the air in opposite direction. Okay, now is this lightning dangerous? Definitely yes, because we are talking about a huge amount of electrical energy, okay, huge amount of charge which can be which can cause a lethal damage, okay, huge amount of damage. Okay, now how should we protect ourselves in that case? See, it is very important for us to know what actually protects us. Okay, as long as we are under the shelter, that is, as long as we are in our house, yes, we are safe. Suppose you were traveling and you got stuck in a situation wherein lightning is inevitable. If you are traveling in a car and you have all your windows closed, then yes, again you are very safe. On the other hand, if you are traveling by a motorcycle, or if you are traveling by a car which is topless, it does not have a roof, then yes, you are in a great danger. Remember, lightning always tries to travel to the earth. Okay, normal circumstances, air is not a good conductor of electricity or charge. But when it is raining, or when the amount of charge accumulated is so high, then air will not be able to stop the flow of charge, and in that case, yes, the entire amount of charge will be traveling even through the air. So, we should always protect ourselves from this kind of natural phenomena which could be lethal. Now, yes, we were saying that if you are in the open field, you are not safe. Okay, not only that, it is raining, so you want to hold an umbrella. Your umbrella can allow the lightning to pass through you. So carrying an umbrella is not something which you should never ever do. Okay, you should never hold an umbrella, especially when it is lightning. Similarly, standing under tall trees. See, the charge always finds the easiest way to reach the earth. If you are standing under a tall tree, which is already damp and wet, and the lightning strikes the tree, it will be finding it very easy to go to the earth. So they always target a tree which is taller. So in that case, you should avoid them. Try to avoid taller trees. Okay, try to avoid any electric pole. Nowadays we are having parks or the bus shelters which are made up of metal. Those are also very good conductors of electricity, and so lightning would be striking them. So that is also not a preferable place. Okay, so these are all the things which you should not do. Okay, now what should we do then? If you are in a place where it is lush full of greenery and there are no places where you can hide, then you should stand under a tree which is not tall. Okay, choose or prefer a tree or a bush which is shorter, and you just duck yourself under that. And if you are in an open field, then you should make yourself a difficult target for the lightning. You should not stand at all. If you stand at all, the lightning will strike you. So what you should do, you should sit on the floor. Okay, keep your elbows like this, you hold your hands like this, rest these elbows on your knees and cover your head in the gap between your hands. In that position, you will be the shortest, and so lightning would never strike you. Don't think that if you lie down flat to the floor, then lightning will not strike you because that is the shortest thing you can do, that is the shortest way to get. Don't do that. Okay, that is not preferable. Now, this is all you have to do when you are outside. Now, how do you protect yourselves in your house? How do you protect your appliances in your house? See, when it is lightning, they usually strike electric poles, telephone poles, and that causes a huge amount of electrical discharge. In simple, we can say there will be a high voltage. And that high voltage is just sufficient to damage all your electrical appliances. So what you should do, when it is likely to lighten. Okay, that means when lightning is expected, then try to plug out, take off the dish antenna connection or anything which is projecting out, such antenna connection. Pull the plugs out of your TVs, refrigerators, any other electronic or electrical devices. Okay, that will help you protect your electrical devices. Okay, prefer not to use a telephone at that time. Okay. Now, how about the buildings? Now see, we are having skyscrapers, tall buildings, which are easy targets for any lightning. Then how should they be protected? You must have come across a term called lightning conductor. Lightning conductor is that device, okay, which is erected on the top of a building. When there is a lightning, this lightning conductor will take all the charge and it will carry that safely to the earth. In this case, we can notice that the building will not get affected. It will not allow the charge to reach the building. It will go through the electric conductor or lightning conductor to the ground directly. In this way, we are actually protecting our buildings. Okay, so this is all about lightning. Okay, so I hope you understood today's class. In case you have any doubts, you know where to find me. You are free to call me anytime. Until we meet next time, have a nice time. Bye bye.